Continue, sir.
Thank you very much for remembering that.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.
So I propose Kish for power member next month.
Hey, you, Kish, Dion, all the people that have been responsible for moving this forward, absolutely should be featured. And, particularly, Davide, you already have kind of a click funnel set up, so we'd want to make sure that that gets highlighted and try to drive traffic to it. And, and we should be, I started to look at Dion's video this morning with Misi, but yeah, absolutely. Those people not only featured early first, but also often. If we're going to have a member that's going to be on twice in a year, it's half a dozen people. It's not much more than that. And I want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to move forward with. I mean, none of us are doing this just because we enjoy doing it. We want to own real estate.
Yeah.
And that's still, something that we've got to figure out. And I am putting together a couple of teams. I don't know what that looks like yet, but I definitely would very much like for that to have you guys in it. I don't have enough put together to make a proposal, but I'll suffice it to say that I think it would be relatively easy, and we can have a separate conversation about this, about what it looks like to help you guys get into deals and what roles you want to play, and let's start moving that agenda forward. I know that I'm doing that for several other people, and Jonathan, Mickles also has asked if I can try to help him move forward too. And so we are setting up a regular meeting to try to, take some concrete action to make that happen. But I know that's not part of this meeting, but thank you for that suggestion, Davide. I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah. Good morning, Hammad.
And that would be another one.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Hammad.
So I'll my face real quick, but I'm just taking care of a few things, so that's why my camera's off. I'm listening in here.
Sounds good.
Fantastic. So as far as the newsletter goes, it looks like to me, Dion is getting a lot more help there than anything else that we're doing, which is a good thing, because Misi and Sonia and Hammad and I think Vinky might be helping on that also. I'm not positive, but it looks like we're finally getting some help so that he doesn't have to do all that by himself. And quite honestly, this was an example of the left hand not knowing what the right hand is doing. They had no clue that Dion had already had one put out.
Yes.
And that, he had already created a structure for it. So it's just, I don't know how we do better at that, other than to say, we need to keep posting it in Slack and posting it on the forum to let people know that it's there, and even make shame on me. I should have made a LinkedIn and a Facebook post about the very first one, and and try to drive that out there, and because that's one of the major things we've talked about this is going to help us drive traffic to the site. But hey, we're right out of the gate. We're still in the crawling phase. We're still trying to get, we know instinctively a lot of things that we can do to drive a lot more traffic. It's just that we don't have enough manpower yet to do that.
Has that been published already or not?
The first one, yeah, Dion put one together, and to be honest with you, I've not tried to find it on the site because I had a direct link to it. So let me see.
Because I saw it on the admin one, and I thought that was kind of sending it to us for approval or something along those lines. I didn't realize that it's been published already. And the reason I mention that is because then I haven't seen it elsewhere. So I don't know who else has actually seen it outside of our circle then.
Yeah, and to that point, Hammad, yeah, we didn't do a good job of telling all the members, hey, here it is. Post it on your social media. Feel free to use it and link back to it on your website if it's helpful or useful. We didn't do any of that, but like I said, we're in the crawling stages. We just don't have enough manpower yet. And Dion's not on the call today. I'm sure he's on daddy duty, baby duty.
Yeah. So I have a suggestion. Like, for example, that's a good example that you mentioned, Jim, like the newsletter. Sonia, I interact with Sonia very often, like underwrite deals with her sometimes. And she mentioned about the newsletter. Oh, I'm putting together a newsletter. And I say, wait a minute, do you know Dion is already, basically he has this done. And that's when they got, linked up. And now Sonia is in the admin group. So people like that are trying to help and don't know that there's another similar effort going on, and we need to try to bring those people into the admin group. And like at the same time, there's some people in the admin group that are no longer, I don't think they're any longer interested in being in the admin group. So maybe we do some housekeeping and bring some new admin members.
Yeah, I am absolutely okay with that. I know I didn't want, when we were trying to just launch and get started, we only had a few people that were interested in taking on that challenge, and it was a huge challenge and a huge time commitment. And I, quite honestly, I didn't. I was satisfied that we didn't have 20 people in admin at that point, because I didn't want groupthink to slow us down. But I definitely think we're past that. We're at a stage now where the more people, anybody on the GOB network that wants to be part of admin, because they are active, I think they need to be an active person. I don't want just anybody being on admin. So I know that early on, David Monroe wanted to be part of it, and David was active, but since David launched his training program, his coaching program, understandably, he's just too busy with that. So that would be a point well taken. I don't know that he's even following any of the conversation. I think Jonathan's the same way. He's really wanting to concentrate on trying to launch himself. And I'm perfectly okay with that, because he's made a huge contribution already. But yeah, anyone that you guys would suggest, feel free to invite them.
Yeah, I would say ask David again, because I'm part of his other group, and he promotes GOB at pretty much every single time we sit down. Anytime there's a new member there, he's always promoting GOB as well. Maybe he still has some interest, and the reason I say that, because he's kind of done this whole platform, culture and everything. So he probably has some good experience and inputs that he can provide as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying David isn't a super valuable member. Without, I'm going to tell you two people that I haven't seen. I'll use one, Charles Seaman. Charles is never on Slack. But without Charles, we wouldn't exist. One of the major components of, and one of the most used components, is all of the underwriting videos, the Saturday affiliation, for teaching people underwriting. That is a component of the GOB platform that no one else has. Not Rod Cleef, not Neil Bawa, not Brad Sumrock. No one has it. Not even Michael Blank, with his thing. So even though Charles is not actively in Slack or actively on these types of calls, I mean, if he's watching and listening and paying attention in the background, because he's not a tech guy, he doesn't enjoy these kinds of things. He doesn't, he doesn't use the things like Slack. But I'm perfectly okay with those people being there if they want to be there. I'm just saying, If they drop off to do something else and they're too busy and they're not even paying attention to it, I don't know. If they want to remain on, I don't have an objection, but by the same token, I think we want to have people in admin that want to be there, that are actively participating.
Great.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's what I meant by that as well. Because, like you said, I know David is busy, but I'm sure he would have good input whenever.
Oh, absolutely, would have fantastic input. Yeah, he always does. I'm never on a call with David where he doesn't give valuable information, valuable input. So, but I'm not. I guess what I'm saying is I'm not. And Davide, I want to make sure if you disagree, make sure that you disagree. I'm not worried at this point about it being too big.
No, me neither. And I
so-
agree with you guys. I think those people that are not active on admin, it doesn't mean that they're completely checked out. There might be an effort in the future where they might be very helpful. So it's not like we're talking, top secret information. Is whatever any of us can help with, we just jump in and do it. So, but definitely we got to bring some of those that are willing to help and have shown interest, bring them on board.
Yeah,
because I feel like a lot of us, from time to time get more busy and then don't have enough time, like to be on every call or be on every single effort, that we have ongoing. We have multiple now. We have a newsletter. We have the learning platform. We have, so many more efforts that it's just impossible for all of us to be in every single one of them.
yeah.
So
Yeah, the gamification, building out of the
Gamification.
forums. Yeah, we've got more on our plate than we have the ability to keep up with. That's why I said we're just crawling right now.
Yeah.
So the more people that want to help, the better. Oh, and that's what it was. I lost my train of thought. To the point of taking on too much and being behind, I'll raise my hand to say I failed you guys this week. I had so much on my platter that I did not get to the personal ask for all of the members that have their own websites to ask for that video. So I'm sure that folder probably only has 2 videos in it at this point, which is yours, Davide, and my short video.
I didn't even put it on the folder. I went ahead and put it directly on our YouTube channel. So, but I know it's on the spreadsheet. I can see, which that's what I was looking at. And there's a duplicate spreadsheet. I don't know why.
Sorry, what was the ask for the video?
For members to make a 2 to 5 minute iPhone video. I don't care how it can be polished if you have equipment, but we're just looking for raw footage. And we have a spreadsheet of the things that Dion would like to add to the learning management system, to our educational platform. So it would be fantastic if members would pick one of those topics and just speak for 2 to 5 minutes about that topic. But if there's another topic that is real estate related that you feel more comfortable with, and you would make a video like right now, just take 2 minutes out of your life and make a video right now, then I would rather you do that as opposed to trying to say, well, let me figure out what net present value is and see if I can understand it well enough to explain it. And then no, don't do that. Just explain cash on cash if you understand that right now. And we just need to get content right now, because Dion is he's sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. He's ready to launch a lot of stuff, but he doesn't have content. And I took the responsibility last week to reach out to everyone who has a website and say, can you please do this? And I failed the group because I did not get to it. I just took on too much and overburdened myself. But it is a responsibility that I should have, and I should do that because I'm in a unique position to make that ask.
Right.
So we got 3 videos, 2 from Dion and 1 that I did. And this is on the YouTube channel. On the folder, I don't see anything, but yeah, people Basically, we have a sign up sheet and then the folder to drop the video, and then we just upload it into the YouTube channel.
Mine's not in there, Davide?
I don't see it on the drop
Okay,
your videos
then I'm
here.
gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and figure out where I
Now,
put it then.
there's a duplicate sign up sheet. I can't delete the one. that
Does it
is-
show who the owner is? Of the duplicate?
one is yours and one Dion.
So mine is a copy?
Yours is the one that has the most data, so I think Dion should delete his. It appears that way.
Okay, well, before we delete it, I would like Dion to delete it because he may not have a copy and he may want to keep a hard copy on his hard drive.
Yeah.
Or if there's something there, I just don't want to delete it without his knowledge, so.
Yeah,
Thanks.
so you said you haven't sent this to the membership, right? Like the personal ask to,
I have not.
okay. Yeah, so long we're not confusing people with two same files.
Yeah, we can put on his, we could rename it and just say master or original. If that would,
Maybe you could rename yours be
V with a date.
I mean, yours is the one that is last modified, the latest, and it's got people signed up on certain topics.
Okay, I'll just, let me
And Dion's
find the link real quick.
doesn't show. It only shows one person subscribed to some, which is Dion, I think. I'm
Okay.
opening it right now.
Oh, if you're opening, just
So-
drop the link in the chat then, so I can get there fast.
Yeah, I already did.
Oh, okay.
So the main folder is where all the files are.
Main folder is the one I want to open?
So in there, you'll find the 2 duplicate sign up sheets and then the drop-in folder.
Oh, I know what it was. I made a copy that was a Google Sheet because Google Sheets are easier to collaborate on. And the other one was Dion's, which was an Excel. So
Okay.
that should be the only reason there's 2. Now I remember that. And I did a couple of changes to mine, which was I made the links active. So it says drop videos here. Instead of making people go find that, I just made an active link to that and to the educational under development site folder, same thing, just made it an active link.
There.
Tim
So
has-
basically,
okay, Tim has signed up. And
basically
Dion,
Dion's copy needs to go so we don't confuse people.
yeah, I'll for the meantime, I will rename mine to use this version.
Okay.
Let me see.
So we got about 20 minutes left. What other Kish, did you want to go over something on WP buffs or?
So I've been going crazy with opening up cases last week. But I got a lot of stuff done. And like I said, the counter stuff, that's in the bag. So Hammad, what we're talking about is when we log in, you see X number of members, 200 members, 150 members, 200 plus members, 300 members. Davide's been manually updating that. So I worked with our support team to be able to have that dynamic. So it'll tell you exactly the number of members. So,
Okay, right now, so that's not live yet though, correct?
No,
'Cause
it's
right
not.
now, yeah, okay,
it's
yeah,
not
right.
like it. It will be soon.
okay.
Second thing, I just found out about the member discrepancy because when you log in, you look at the number of members, it has 200 plus. And then when you go in into the back end, it shows 400. The difference is that when new members log in, when they register, they have this forum role automatically added. And that's what the member shows. The people that we imported in, a couple of months ago, that doesn't have that attribute in there. So literally within the last 3 minutes, I just asked WP Buffs to manually update all the registered users that have forum role capability. What that means, anybody that logs in can go into the forums, create their own forum messages and respond to others, basically interact via forums.
So basically, if I'm understanding you correct, we're saying to WP Puffs, we want those two numbers to be equal.
Correct. And I'll validate that once they make their changes.
Okay. Yeah. And again, huge, huge thankfulness, congratulations, whatever adjectives I'm not thinking of, Kish, for all the work you're doing, all the tickets you opened last week. I can see you're very, very, very busy, and I'm very happy to hear your feedback that they seem to be responding a lot faster, better now than maybe the very first experience we had with them. Is that accurate? Okay.
And I'm good with that. Another ticket I opened up is a broadcast message. So basically, whenever a user logs in, so Jim, let's just say you want to post something about maybe a potential upcoming, GOB conference, or maybe a meetup in like a particular location, or you want to do an ask for videos from, active members. So when people log in, a pop-up message will come up with whatever we type in as the ask. You can have a link to like a YouTube video with like a personal video ask. You could have a link to a survey or whatever you wish. So
did we resolve that issue? Because I didn't send out the personal email or make personal phone calls. I did make a forum post with the video linked to it, and you had tried to reply to it, Kish, and it gave an error message.
Actually, Dion tried to reply to it.
Okay.
It gave him an error message. I tested it. It worked for me, and I showed him a video. I created a video of me doing it, so he saw. And I suggested, the standard stuff, try a different browser, clear your cache, the BS stuff. Because if we can reproduce the issue, then I can open up a ticket, high priority ticket with WP Buffs telling them fix this.
So I don't recall having any response to that at all. So
Nothing.
that means, huh?
Yeah, nothing. No response.
Okay, so that means we're getting zero engagement, almost zero engagement on the forum. I believe I cross-posted it. I didn't do the same ask on Slack. Instead, I think what I said was, I have an important message for all members. Please go to this link, something along those lines, which the link was back to that forum post. So apparently that I need to go back and find the Slack message, because it got no engagement at all. So I need to change it up or something.
I didn't see that message. And I only say that because I would say I try to be more active, and I'm not, the most active person in there, and I've been a little bit busy last couple of weeks, but I didn't see it, so I'm not sure where that was posted. Or the one good thing is, if you do add channel or what's the other add, or add everyone, I think it actually notifies everyone, so that might be a good. I don't know if I did add that or not, but that might be a good idea as well when you kind of send a message like that. It's just my thought is, if someone's not that active on Slack, are they seeing the messages and stuff? Because I'm not getting anything off the forum that there's something there.
I wonder if there's some sort of plugin to notify Slack, like plugging within WordPress, that when you post something, it notifies Slack.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Would that be a plugin or would that be like Zapier or something?
Maybe a plugin, I think. I mean, it's a matter of maybe trying to figure out if that exists. Maybe we can ask WP Buffs if they know something.
You mean from forum to Slack?
Yeah, anytime there's a forum post, Slack also makes a post saying, hey, check out this forum post, or gives a Cliff's Notes version with a link or back to the forum post so that we can continue to try to build out our forum. And that was also one of the things that I was interested in trying to find. I wanted to do some Googling to find out if there's the forum that we're using, is it tied to the, what's the name of the platform, not platform, the look and feel of our website. We had chosen, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but are we locked into that forum style?
In
Or
BuddyPress?
BuddyPress, is that part of BuddyPress, or is it another separate kind of plugin that we went out and found? Because if there's something out there that looks and feels very much like Slack that we can use instead, I think that that would be potentially a good move, potentially. Not saying we have to change it. I'm just saying, to me, it feels, Slack feels so much sleeker, faster, and our forum looks like the original Bigger Pockets. And it just, to me, there's some challenges with it. It does have some additional robust features that, and neither platform is perfect, but I want to move people onto the websites forum instead of Slack, and anything that we can do to make that transition easier and to speed it up, I think is something that we need to take a look at.
Means something that looks and feels and behaves like Slack. It'll be an app like Slack. The website is just, yeah, you'll get a notification via email. But if we can figure out to get a push notification in Slack with a link in the topic, that could very well help. I saw the post that you did on Slack, like reply here, driving people to the
Yeah.
forum.
Yeah, 5 people I think liked it, but nobody responded.
So I guess that's the challenge we have. We need to get more engagements, both on Slack, but we need visibility. People need to know about it. I think, like Hammad made a great point. He wasn't even aware of it.
Yeah.
So he's a good, and Hammad, no, it's no issue on your side. We just need to figure out what we can do to make things more visible for our members.
And no, that's exactly why I was saying it too,
Right.
because I would say, I try to keep an eye out when I can. I'm crazy. I haven't been as active lately, but I'm just thinking of other people that are just getting started or don't know much about the group. They're not going to be as cognizant about it or thinking about it as much. So we need to be very clear with them and direct. They need to they need visibility to it and awareness to it. That's all.
So the other ticket I opened up based off this conversation is a notification. So when I log in, I can barely tell if I have a notification. There is a red little circle next to a bell when you log in. But I mean, it shows my age, but I can barely see that. So I asked them to fix it. So they made it like 2 points bigger, but it really doesn't help. So it shows my age even more, but that's okay. I told them that we need something a little bit more prominent, maybe like another image that pops up or something, a little bit more versatile. So number one, I asked them that. So they're researching that. Number two, I told them, how about something we can get on our phone so that whenever there's a notification, maybe something happens on our phone, maybe we get a notification there, or maybe we get like a vibration or something, some sort of phone app notification. So
That
they
would
did
be-
provide. Sorry, what was that?
That would be ideal if we could
Mhm.
get some kind of push notification. So,
Right. Now, they did say there is a plugin called One Signal Free Web Push. I don't know what that is. So they said they can try that to see if it fits our needs. So I think they're implementing that right now. Once it's installed and configured, we can go ahead and test that.
Also, what do you guys think about a pop-up window that when you first log onto the site, not something big and obtrusive, just a small window that pops up on the far right hand. Well, let me go back to home because that's where you would log into. Yeah, so on our landing page, there's a lot of space right there. And on the far right hand side or left hand side, there's a lot of empty space. If we had a small pop-up window that would fit in there and not take away from the first global wiki, that just says you have notifications. And the moment they do anything, if they start the page down or if they move or anything at all, it disappears. I hate pop-ups, but something like that would just pop up just when you first log in, and maybe with a big arrow pointing up at the bell, so people start to realize where this is coming from.
Okay.
I don't know if that's possible, but it would be. I know it would make it a lot more prominent. That make sure first thing I do when I log on is check if I have notifications.
So I am using on my website a little toggle thing that pops up once you start scrolling down. Now, I don't know if there's a way to utilize that to only come up when you have a notification, but I can totally see that as something, that just points up saying you have a notification, and then as soon as they start scrolling, it goes away, or it just says, don't forget to check notifications. If there's no way of knowing whether there are some already or not, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It
Yep.
does.
I like it. It's worth an ask, in addition to push notifications. I think we don't need to have just one solution. The more solutions that we have, it's like sending somebody an email, a text, calling them on the phone and posting in Slack. Sometimes you need to do all the above in order to reach someone. Okay, we've got 9 minutes. What else did we not cover?
The two that I got that I'm submitting WP Buffs tickets is embedding Google Drive in the website on a password protected page for the members to see, so they can access the Google Drive in the website.
Did you open the ticket for that yet?
I did, and I know we talked about it before. I never got around it. And then
I haven't. I'm sorry to interrupt. I opened up a ticket as well last week on that.
I looked it up on Trello and it wasn't there, and I said, let me push it there.
Okay.
So
I think that's a good idea. I did not. That was my mistake. I wasn't thinking, and I should have done that too. And you're right.
So did they do it?
One second. They.
I don't think they did. I don't think they did, because I don't see the plugin installed.
No, they did not do it. Yeah, I'm gonna share this.
I in fact actually installed the plugin because I was thinking about yesterday, and I installed the plugin, but I couldn't get it to work.
So which one did you do? The Google Drive Embedder?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what they're testing. Well, that's what they said they would test. But if you want to test it, then work with them. I just posted the link.
Well, I'm sure they can merge both our tickets. And
what's your ticket number? Do you have it in front of you?
yeah, let me get the link. I put it on Trello too.
I can get it then.
There's the link. So in the other pushing forum activity into Slack, there are plugins out there. I just Googled it, so they should know which one to use. That way, when we put something on a forum, it comes into a Slack channel. It could go into the general channel too, but make sure people reply to that via the forum. and it's automatic instead of having, like Jim did, had to create a post on Slack manually.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll have them combine both of these things, and then you would talk, okay. I'll have them combine both, and the second thing, I do not, and that's on Trello as well, right?
Yeah, I put it on Trello on the
Perfect.
join.
Perfect. And the other thing I opened up a ticket on, and they were able to resolve it for me, was with Ninja Forms. So I know that Missy wanted to put together a survey. She was using Google Forms for that. And I said, let's try to keep everything within our same house instead of going to somebody else's house. So Ninja Forms we can use on our platform. I created a sample survey one. It's called Survey One, which people can fill out. And they just submit it all within our platform. They can either be signed in or not signed in. We can choose to make it that way, internal or external.
Is that already on there, Kish?
Not Macy's one, but I created one for Sonia,
Yeah,
and I did put that one. And let me share with you. Let me find the link.
yeah, because how would a member be notified, hey, here's a form we'd like you to fill out?
I agree with you, and that's a different aspect. So first is creating the form in that location. Agreed. But that your question is the same with Google Forms, though. Whether it's Google Forms, whether it's GOB platform, same question.
Right.
Let me give you that link.
If there's a way for them, Ninja Forms to say, okay, again, automatically create a notification. We have a new survey, please respond.
Where's the data stored? In a Google Sheet?
No. And that's a good question. You have to go into the backend into under Ninja Form. There's a thing called submissions. And then you can go there and you can download, you can export all the responses.
Would it make more sense to actually use a Google form embedded in the website? Because it will be stored in a Google Sheet, and it will be more accessible.
I like that idea. I never thought about that.
And then a Google form, most of us are familiar with them, so if anybody wants to create a form, they don't have to call you. Hey, Kish, you know what I mean? They can do it themselves. And then all we have to do is embed it into a web page.
We can embed it into a web page. That means we're still directing people into the GOB platform because that's the ultimate goal. Yeah, that's.
Do you have?
We can do.
I can test that out if you have a Google form that I can use, a link.
Sure.
And then I'll let you know if it works. And then. So the newsletter was in release publication date tomorrow.
I don't know the answer to that.
I thought I read that from Dion that he wanted to publish it on the 1st. So
yeah, that's true. He did say October 1st.
Did you guys review it? Did anybody get a chance to review it? I know he was asking. He was asking for feedback.
Where did he post that? I don't see it.
On the admin channel.
Sorry, guys, I have to drop off. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, Hammad, thank you.
Send me a quick message if there's anything you guys need from me. Please let me know.
Thank you.
Hammad, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye.
Their GOB newsletter draft. And the other question for me, I wish Dion was here, was we talked about a portion of the newsletter to be redistributable by the supporting paying members, I guess. The first portion, there are a lot of portions on the newsletter that are very specific to the GOB. Let me see, for example, on the first page. like if there's an edit, okay, 1 second. Scaling your business with the GOB website. So basically, you know, showing how the website works, like a searchable member directory. So those are a portion of the newsletter that I don't think, you know, say I want to redistribute this newsletter. I want to have more the business side of things, the reports, the, you know, current events or happenings. Macy's showcase, you know, power member. But I don't know, just the thought, a way to have a redistributable version and then one that is GOB centric.
I love the layout. I'm looking at it right now.
But it
It's
looks
beautiful.
great. Yeah, you did
Yeah.
a fantastic job. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I just now found it. The monthly rent newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I really, just me, guys, I like Dion's eye. I really do.
Yeah, he killed it.
Yeah, I agree. Killed it. I'll read through it for typos, but just skimming through those few 6 pages, I absolutely love it.
That's an interesting thing you just said. Looking for typos. I wonder if there's somebody on our GOB platform that's like a content writer or a content editor.
Yeah. My only observation is the numbers on the homepage are outdated. And then there's a photo that is very blurry down below, a chart on page 6. But yes, I think we need to try to like read through it and see if we find anything else, any typos or anything. But it looks great. Okay. So yeah, I'll try to get back to Dion there and give him some feedback, because I know he, I don't know where he said it somewhere, or I read it somewhere that he wanted to release or publish it on the 1st.
So I do have a question on the 4th page. I don't know if you're looking at the newsletter.
4th page.
Yes.
Okay.
It shows power member Missy Lou has a picture of some Caucasian guy.
Yeah, and
It
yeah,
seems to be off.
Oh, wow. That's a good catch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it has Macy's picture right below that. So,
Yeah.
You know, it's weird because Macy's picture was there when I opened this yesterday.
Ah, that's interesting.
So who is this imposter? Good catch. Okay.
Now I need to let him know that now, otherwise.
All right. Well, I'm going to reply with my couple. I haven't read the whole thing, but give him something at least. All right, guys.
Yeah, that snapshot he took of the front page, he just needs to do one today, you know, that will change those numbers. So that's easy. He can submit.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
That's it.
And I know we could have go on forever, but yeah, we hit a lot today. So
I think
I
so.
think we did.
great. We'll see you guys on the interwebs. Oh, hey, Davide and Kish, did I send you guys an invitation to yesterday's capital raise meeting for the Houston deal that I'm sponsoring for the Fairwinds Capitals guys?
You know,
I got an email on that.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure, because I went back and checked and I didn't see, it looked to me on my end as if I never included you. And I definitely meant to if I didn't, and I did not mean to disclude you. So
Is there a recording for that? I couldn't make
there
it.
is, Davide. If you wanted, I could send it to you. So
Me too, please.
okay.
Is it a good deal? Is it a great deal?
Look, it's not a great cash flow deal in the early pieces because we're using private equity, and most of the cash flow, quite honestly, is going to go back to private equity. But if we get enough capital raisers to replace the private equity, then it would be a great cash flowing deal for those people. but they would need to come in under the same terms as the private equity, which private equity, they just want to be, the one that we're doing is soft private equity. They don't want to be on the GP team. It's just an LP position. They just want to be paid their note rate, and they want to get paid before anyone else gets paid. And
Okay.
once we reach a 14, I think it's 14 IRR, then they're out of the deal. So if we give them a 14 IRR in year one, they're basically out of the deal. And now everything, all the percentages change because that big piece is gone. And
Okay.
so and we've got roughly, let's call it a $5.2 million raise. They're going to come up with at least 3 of that. And that's not, it looks like on the pitch deck and webinar that it's a $6 million raise and that they're going to come up with 5 of it. But the reality is we've committed to raising about 2 million and they're going to fill in the gap.
So with them first in the capital stack, it doesn't look that very attractive for the investors, right?
Yeah, so thank you for, I didn't finish that thought, which is the way we modeled it, there's not enough cash flow to have, it's not an instant cash flow deal, because this is, we're taking a property that's a very well run, very, very nice C asset. It's an older, like 1970s C asset, but it's in a location where there's a lot of gentrification going on, and there's a lot of high-paying jobs very close by. And so there's enough pieces to this property that is going to make it very easy for us to go upscale. So we're going to spend a lot of money in CapEx, and we're going to try to do a complete tenant turnover. But we want to do that without dropping below 90% occupancy.
Okay.
So we don't want to kick everybody out and do it all in the first year. If we did, quite honestly, we would get to the business plan much faster. But with private equity, we would be jeopardizing the ability to pay them. So there's if everything goes to the plan, which we don't stabilize, I think, and we finish all of the rehabs, if we were to do 100% of the rehabs, which is a big if, because I don't think we ever will. But if we were, the business plan is written that is completed in year 3. So the first 2 years would probably not have a distribution for the limited partners because of the heavy lift, getting all that done, and the big CapEx that we need to spend to do it, and the pref equity being in front. So but if you look at the overall business plan, I think it's a great asset. It's in a great area, and the overall returns. I've got 2 of my current assets are like that. I just got to check on one of my investments where I only invested $50,000 in the deal, and hold on just a second here. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yeah. Wow.
Hold on,
That's
what's
a
the
50
amount here?
That's a $50,000 investment, and that does not include any of my distributions over the last 3 years.
That was the post-sale distribution?
Yes. So I did not get much in the way of distributions. I probably only received over the last 3 years, $3,000 in distributions. Okay.
I'm hoping that's what happens to me then.
But look at the payoff when we sell, and so that a lot of deals are like that, but the sponsors are too afraid to tell the people up front, because if you don't model it in such a way that it looks like they're going to get paid day one, then they've been told by 1,000 different gurus it needs to cash flow day one. And I'm telling you, most of the deals don't, and most of the deals have been put together the last 2 years absolutely don't and will not. But that's also why a lot of them are not paying pref anymore, but they're insinuating that first year, we're going to have 5% cash on cash in distributions, next year 6, next year 8, next year 10, next year 11, and it's going to average, 8%. But if you don't have a pref, you don't have to meet that.
How long did it take for that deal to sell? That
I bought that deal. I closed on that deal, I think, December of 17. So
I
all
see.
of 18, all of 19, all of 20, and 9 months of, so 3.5 or three years, 6 months, 3 years, 9 months, somewhere along there.
That's amazing. That's a good one.
So
I'm in one in Oklahoma, a heavy lift. No returns on year 1, possibly 2, and then we are already a year and a half. But their communication is not. I mean, they sent the last communication like 4 months ago. Prior to that, it was several months before. It's not like
yeah,
steady.
you need to be proactive and tell them, hey,
I
this
did.
is not acceptable.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is not what you agreed to do.
Huh?
Who's it through? Is it like
It's Elkhorn, Bruce Fraser. Do you know him, Jim?
I would have, the name does not ring a bell. I would have to look him up and see if I've had a conversation with him in the past. I'm not ringing a bell. It's in
Yeah.
OKC or in Tulsa?
In OKC.
Okay. Yeah. The one that we have, Michael and Susie, I sponsored that deal for them in Tulsa. They've since gone on. Within a year, they're going to own, like in a 12-month period. Now, this is deceiving because they spent a good 12 months, 18 months laying the groundwork for all of this. But when they launched, Harper's Lodge was the first deal, 88-unit deal. They've since bought 2 more deals, and I think have a 3rd under contract. I mean, just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, fast.
And Harper's Lodge is actually doing the worst of all the properties, and it's doing very well.
interesting.
Fantastic.
So Oklahoma, especially if it's a heavy lift, their deals are not heavy lifts. Their deals are, they want to buy a deal that if it's cash flowing now, we want to allow it to keep cash flowing. And we don't want to reinvest all of the money into CapEx because we want to be able to make distributions. We'd rather do it slow and easy and see how far we get as long as we can keep doing distributions.
No, this is a very heavy lift. It was almost 100% vacant.
Yeah, so
They're merging.
I would imagine you're going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I was like, okay, well, hopefully I get a check like yours then.
How long is that deal for, Davide?
It's supposed to be a 2-year, 2 to 3 year as a quick exit plan.
That's good.
Bring it to full vacancy or full occupancy and sell.
Looking back through your PPM agreement, some PPMs list the passive investors. So I would encourage you to look back through that and see if you have anywhere along the line received even an email that had the other passive investors, so that you could reach out to them and see if any of them are getting communication. Maybe Bruce is communicating with a couple of his favorites and letting them know where things are. But it's unacceptable that you're not getting, at the very, very least, monthly financial statements. And from those financial statements, with your experience, you'll be able to see how they're doing on the business plan as far as how much CapEx has been done that month. But it should also include, at the very least, a paragraph outlining, occupancy is here. Here's what we completed in CapEx this month and what we're planning on doing next month. At the very least, you should have that.
Yeah, no, I agreed.
I'm with Vinky's syndication down in Augusta. And I get that once a month. She sends that to me, and that started in February is when I signed up. So 6 months later, I just got my first check. So
That's
every
fantastic.
90 days. But I got to figure out the amount. I calculated the amount, and I need to confirm that's the amount that's like in the range of what they told us. So I've got to do my due diligence there to confirm. Because I'm in another apartment syndication, which it's not going belly up. They've been having some issues. So they're restructuring, they're acquiring another apartment. This is down in Kentucky, outside Lexington, called Henry Clay. But I guess, I don't know if it's the boots on the ground or the operator. His name is David Acosta. I don't know if you know him, Jim.
Yeah, he's from the Michael Blank group.
Okay, yeah, he's from San Diego area. And I don't know if he's been struggling. I mean, he is providing communication, but it's really not that great in the sense that I'm not saying, like, we never saw any cash flow come in, ever. And I've been in it it'll be 2 years this November. So he gave us the option. They're actually acquiring a new apartment. They're going to combine the finances together, and it's in 2 different locations, and they're hoping that'll pick things up. I don't have a great feeling about it. So I'm actually going to cash out, and I will get some money out of it. I think there's like a 16% ROI. So I'll get some money out of the 2 years, but not as much as I was hoping for.
Hey, 16%, I don't know how long you were into it, but
A year and a half.
that's
Yeah.
not a bad return. You
No, it's
couldn't
not.
got that in too many places.
I mean, my goal though is try to get monthly cash flow, which that's what he was promising, but he couldn't deliver because he didn't have enough vacancy. Sorry, he had too much vacancy.
Yeah.
And due to COVID, he was having issues left and right. Now, he was being transparent about it. He was also saying, we have to push out the payment of the dividends out a little bit more and a little bit more. But I did look for a list of other investors, could not find it.
Yeah,
Right.
most of the people that are putting them together have learned over the last 2 years to not make that public knowledge. And so most of them have removed it from their PPMs. But there's still a few people that are doing it mom and pop style or not very sophisticated, and and they're sharing a lot more information, not because they just aren't thinking about it. They're not thinking about the consequences, which would be all the investors start talking to each other. If you're doing a good job, it doesn't matter. But if you're doing a bad job, as a sponsor,
Of course.
they don't want you guys talking to each other. And so that's I think a big part of that reason why they're trying to keep everything private now. They'll use other excuses, but that's the reason.
Yeah. All right, guys. Pleasure meeting with you guys again. I gotta get going.
Okay, great.
I'll
Okay,
see you
one
on
more.
I'll see you on the interwebs, like Jim says.
Sounds good, Davide. Jim, should I forward you the recording, or should I just upload it to YouTube?
Yeah, just put it on YouTube. Did we make a decision about which YouTube channel we want to use? Because if we're going to use yours, I've got to figure out a way that we can merge those, or I can figure out a way to import over 400 videos onto that site.
But you don't have 400 videos on yours yet, do you?
Yeah.
So we might as well continue with yours. It's silly to use ours.
Well, that's what I was trying to clarify that last week.
So
But I think, I made, I think Davide made everyone an admin on yours last week. And
Yeah,
I
think we
also
should.
made everyone an admin on mine.
Okay, what's yours again? Can you share that with me? I can just upload it there.
Let me find it real quick. It's on the, by the way, it is on the credentials page.
Okay, let me go there.
But I'm trying to see if I can find it. All right, here it is. Is there, now when I try to open up this particular
I see it.
page, sometimes it will not open. So I don't know, you can try this link and see if it opens for you. If not, I'll go just to here, main channel, and try that link. Did the first link open up for you?
The one that ends with RR4S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or does it say you get a picture of a monkey?
No, but it says it's by YouTube creators, how to trim your videos. This doesn't look like ours or GOB Network or even yours.
Huh, okay, then try the second one. It
Okay,
should,
let me share my screen so you can see what I'm
okay,
doing.
okay.
So that's the link you had sent me just now, ends with RR4S. That's
Okay,
the first link you sent me.
that's
So this
definitely not
shows
what,
it.
yeah, that's definitely not the picture that's showing on my screen, but okay, so that didn't work.
So that didn't copy. Let me copy the second one. Copy.
Yep, yep, that's it.
So this is yours.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Could you click on playlist real quick? Underwriting. Okay, I thought I had more playlists than that, but that's okay. Yeah, it just, and if you click on videos, see if it'll give you a count. As I remember showing you guys, I had like so many pages. It was like, by the time I got to the end of it, it was over 400 videos. I thought it might be like, 50 or 60, but I was wrong. It doesn't give you a
No, I understand why though. And the reason is this is the videos that you published that's available. Because I'm logging into yours. I'm just looking at it. I'm not logging in as an admin. So what I'll do now is let me switch accounts. And let me add an account.
Oh, you have it right there, Kish. It was already there.
It was? Hold
Yeah,
on.
it was already there.
Okay, so let's try it again.
Switch account. Right there on the bottom, GOB Network of Apartment Investors, 10 subscribers.
Oh, you're right, I do have it. But it's the same. Okay, hold on. See, it's spinning now.
Yeah, I was wondering if it, from your end, the only way I could figure out how many videos, I had to go to the, keep going to the next page and next page and next page.
I remember that.
I got to the end. But
Now you have more playlists as well, you said, is that correct?
you can, now that you're logged in as an admin, I'm assuming, because it looks like it looks like you're seeing the same thing that I normally see. If you go to your videos on the left-hand side, no, is it your videos or is it show more?
No, I think you're right. I think it's your videos.
Okay.
Or GOB Network, maybe.
Well, I'm trying to look, maybe it's library, I think, that shows you all the playlist, the different playlist.
Okay, so let's go back to here. And my machine has been a little bit slower, so library, you said?
There you go. Well, no, I think you have it right there. Whatever you're in right now, playlist. It changed on us.
Here, playlists.
Yeah. So
But it's not a lot though, because this is only what you have published. So if I go here, this is the studio. This is where you see like 100, see 30 of 111.
yeah, and if you go all the way, increase that page count to as high as you can. And then if I remember, there was like 30 pages.
So this is it. This is the right place.
Yeah.
So based off what we saw just now, what playlist did you want me to upload this video to?
Probably I have one called admin, so I would just put it there.
Okay,
And
I can upload the video. Perfect. So that's what I'll do. So once we're done the recording, I'll upload it here. And then I'll share that unlisted link to the admin group.
Sounds good.
We should be good to go, I think. So yeah, I think we're on top of everything right now. A little
Okay.
slow, but we're moving. But yeah, if there's anything you need, give me a shout. But we're doing the best that we can right now.
Okay, all right, sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good talking to you, Jim. Talk to
Yep,
you
you
soon.
too. Bye.